Hi Pisces, and Happy New Year. This is your forecast for the month of January 2017. This is a general reading for Pisces Sun, Pisces Rising, or Pisces Moon. If you have a different rising or moon sign, you might find watching those videos helpful or more informative for you. Please remember that these are general readings, and so they may not apply to everyone. If you would like a reading that is specific to you, please visit my website at thealchemistastrologer.com, provided on the link at the upper corner. If you have visited my site before, you'll need to clear your browser's cache for the schedule button to function properly. So Pisces, the first week of January begins with a major card. So this is a week that focuses on anything related to your affections, your resources, or your relationships. Now, this could manifest as something to do with a mother figure or somebody who is maternal, somebody who is helpful, or maybe this is someone who owns some land or who is nurturing. This could be a female employer or a woman that holds some kind of power and authority. Or this could just be simply an important woman who enters your life, and romantically this could be your ideal woman or the woman of your dreams. But this is a week that focuses on fruitfulness, abundance, and perhaps healing, because this ties to your physical and emotional and mental well-being, whether you are happy and finding pleasure in life. So this is all about love and harmony, sensuality, and all of the things that stimulate your five senses. So you could be focused on your material comfort, creating a beautiful home and environment for yourself, working to harvest from your garden, anything that provides you with some physical satisfaction, whether that's love and affection, sensuality, sexuality. For some of you, this is a time of pregnancy or trying to conceive, or your maternal instincts are very strong. And this is a week where you're going to be very willing to help other people. You're going to be more diplomatic and willing to reach out to others. This is about successful results of hard work put in. Now, for some of you, if this is operating negatively, this is about block development, a failure to thrive and progress. You're simply stagnating. There could be some undeveloped creativity, or perhaps this is a week where you're excessively preoccupied with your material comfort. Maybe you're having a financial hardship, or if this is health related, maybe there's an illness, or you're physically feeling uncomfortable. You may be depressed, or there's a lack of productivity. There's wasted energy. For some of you, there will be issues about infertility or difficulties with a pregnancy, or maybe you want to have children and there are some issues blocking that. This is also disregarding opportunities and being apathetic because you're being lazy or too self-indulgent. So this is a week to know that if you are putting in that practical effort, if you're enthusiastic about what you're doing, if you're motivated to follow through, you're going to succeed with things that are very important to you. And your skills of diplomacy are on a high this week. So you can smooth over any ruffled feathers. You can improve your communication with other people. You can strengthen those connections and make new acquaintances as well. So this is a week of luck, of opportunity, and growing your talent. But the underlying message is to put in that honest, practical effort. If you are feeling at ease with yourself, if you feel comfortable with your situation, that's going to carry over into your financial life, your emotional life, your business world. So you're going to be feeling good about who you are and what you're doing. But if you're feeling doubtful or you have some anxiety, you may be vulnerable to the power of other people, and they may abuse your generosity or take you for granted in some way or trap you in a self-defeating situation. So it's very important this week, while you can seek pleasure, and that's emphasized, it should not be pleasure, without thinking of the consequence or the price tag attached to it. This is not a week to be self-indulgent by being excessive or extravagant, or maybe you're eating too much, drinking too much, again, disregarding opportunities because you're being apathetic or not motivated. You could be abusing any kind of vice or anything that brings you some type of physical pleasure. So this is a week that reinforces diplomacy and coming up with little small ways, small strategies that will help you make those tiny steps to your end destination. If you're at point A trying to get to point C, this is a week where the Empress card will help you get to point B. You may not be at the final destination, but you're moving close. So you will have to be diplomatic in order to come up with these strategies in your connections with other people, because you'll likely need those other people to help you make these gains. This could also be a week where you may want to step back a little bit in order to, especially if you're feeling any doubt or, maybe things haven't been going well, just take a time out briefly in order to recharge, renew your confidence in a situation, and you will feel rejuvenated in order to get back up and tackle some things that maybe you were ready to give up on. So again, do not allow being apathetic or a lack of motivation or extravagance or self-indulgence to reflect poorly on your reputation and your achievements, because this could trigger some setbacks for you. This is a week to be optimistic, though. Nevertheless, you may be getting some type of revelation, or there may be a new perspective that you're gaining. This could be through some new information or just a greater sense of self-awareness. For some of you, this is a time to think out of the box. Maybe this is some idea that you're trying to manifest, a project, something that's important to you. Whether that's an idea, a project, or an actual life, you're trying to birth something, and the birthing process takes some time. There's a gestation period, and for you, that is this week. Now, the second week you have a major card, so the beginning of this month is very important for you. This is about masculine energy and power, having control, order, regulation, responsibility, and demands. So this could be a father figure for you, or this could be someone who, has a great measure of influence or power. Maybe they are a successful business person. Maybe this is your boss. Maybe this could also be any entity that has power and influence, like a corporation, the company you work for, the government. So this is going to be a week where you are very focused on your status and your standing in society. You're looking for ways to create a sense of stability, to have success, achievement. You want a solid structure for yourself. And you're having to use your leadership skills and your assertiveness and your willpower to make some things happen. This is about being your own person. Now, you may do that by gaining some responsibilities this week. Maybe there's a job promotion, or you're seeking to take on some greater responsibilities. Maybe you're trying to establish a project, or maybe you're dealing with the government. So for some of you, this could be somebody that is helpful, or this could be a rival or an opponent. But this week focuses on moving forward, achievement. Now, for some of you, this is going to be depending on how you handled last week, whether you were motivated and putting in that effort. If not, this could be a week where there's a lack of progress. Maybe either you or someone you're dealing with is lacking confidence or lacking control and discipline. There could be issues this week about abusing power and authority, and whether someone is being having to be subordinated in some way. There could be issues of rebelliousness, accepting authority, or problems accepting authority, or running away from your problems. So this is a week where being indecisive or unreliable or even narrow-minded in your view could be harmful to you. There could be, excessively using your logical and analytical thinking skills and not tapping into your emotion, being insensitive. It could be you feel very burdened this week. There are a lot of responsibilities, and maybe you lack a direction about which way to go. So again, control is at the center of everything this week, and you're going to feel very strongly about it. It's going to trigger some very protective feelings in you with regard to your security and your sense of belonging. And you're going to want to get to the truth and down to the bottom of situations. This intensity is going to cause you, whether you had planned to or not, to be very forceful, very direct, very clear in your communication, and you're willing to put it all out there and lay your cards on the table, tell the truth about where you stand. So you're going to be very assertive this week, and this is going to be a demanding week that's going to call a lot, of you. But you've got a lot of energy right now, and you're willing to take on these responsibilities because you're willing to do whatever it takes. You have a goal in mind. There's something that you want very badly, and you want to make that happen. So now this week is either the beginning of a stressful period for you, or you're closing out a stressful chapter. And so for some of you, you may realize that this is a week where it's more difficult for you to grasp control of a situation. You may be pushing too hard, too quickly. There may be something that you want so badly that you're being reckless, impulsive, and creating more of a problematic situation for yourself. So if you are feeling overly abundant in your sense of self-righteousness, in your stance, you may find that you're isolating the very people that could help you. So this could be a week where you have to come to terms with where you stand in a situation, and you may have to accept that there are certain elements that you cannot change. And not doing so is going to create a lot of stress and strain on you that's eventually going to affect your physical well-being. So this is a week where you are reminded not to be excessively controlling or demanding or critical of others, because you may find out in the end you don't have as much power and control as you believe. This is a week where you are called upon to use your leadership skills in a positive and constructive manner rather than trying to demand, domineer, or overpower others. Now, sitting next to this Empress, this reminds me of a power couple. These are two people who have equal strength. They may assert their strength in a different way, but they're both powerful people. So this could be a power couple, or maybe you're part of that power couple. Perhaps these are your parents that you're dealing with. This could be the government, again, that you are, maybe you're having to face the music about something, or there's a corporation that has power over a project, or there, again, issues of power, and whether you're feeling a sense of well-being, or whether you're able to manifest something that you desire. The third week, you have the Seven of Wands. So you are definitely trying to gain an advantage, and you may be in defense mode. You may be trying to protect yourself. Maybe you're trying to protect someone else, but you are trying to stand your ground in a struggle, and you may not necessarily be on solid footing. You may have the advantage now, but the table could turn at any moment, given the circumstance. This is about two sides of the coin. Either you are making something happen or something is happening to you. So this is a week to call upon your courage. If you need to stand up for yourself, fight for something that you believe in, and it could even be something, an unknown adversary that you're fighting. You may have to overcome some challenges this week. You may have to act on your convictions if they're well grounded. So you may be pushing, you may be aggressive, there may be issues of defiance, and again, trying to gain a position of advantage. But matters are likely to come to a head this week. Now, for some of you, if you're not claiming your power, you are feeling daunted by a situation. You are feeling overwhelmed and probably on the verge of giving up. Maybe you're losing your nerve. Maybe there's indecision or uncertainty. Maybe this connects to some losses or victimization. But you may retreat from confrontation because you just don't feel up to it. You realize that you are vulnerable and at a distinct disadvantage. So you may be running away from your problems, or there may be some anxiety about a decision, or a fear of rejection, or fear of the future. What will happen? Maybe there's some missed opportunities. Or again, you could be trying to gain power and an advantage over an illness or a health issue. But this card is saying that this is a week where you can make some beneficial changes in your relationships if you're willing to. And that's going to require that you become more adaptable, more flexible. If you notice, this figure is wearing two different shoes. And for me, that's saying there may be some changes. You may have to change your position, change your stance about something. And the longer you hold on, in your position, you may find yourself stuck in an upsetting situation. This is going to be a week where you have both opportunities and challenges, because it's a very karmic week for you. And so whatever the case, whether small or large, you're really going to have to put in that effort. If in the past you were apathetic and self-indulgent, this is a week where you're going to have to be extremely motivated and persistent to meet your goals, whether they are small or it's something huge that you're dealing with. You may feel in the process that you're having to defend yourself or being very guarded and defensive, because no matter what it is you do, it's not pleasing anybody. You're having, you feel like you're constantly marching to somebody else's drumbeat, and still they're not pleased. So, but part of this could be that it's rooted in your holding on to a particular belief system or set of ideas. And so it may cause you to take your frustrations out on other people without even realizing it. You may be defensive simply because you're stuck in your way of thinking. This could also be a week where people will be seeking you out. They may be asking for your advice or your assistance. And because of that, you may have to rearrange your schedule, your agenda, your priorities. The best way to work with other people this week is to inspire them to be motivated, to align them with your cause in such a way where they don't feel threatened by what it is that you're doing. So this is a week to be patient. You're almost there, but not quite. You're building the foundation, and this is probably something worth waiting for. Or some of you are pushing too hard. You're holding on to a set ideal, and you're being impulsive in order to make it happen. Now, the last week you have the moon, and so this is very closely tied to your sign. This could be a week where you feel especially emotional or intuitive, even psychic perhaps. So this could be a week to pay attention to your dreams, any visions, thoughts that you have. This could be a week that ties to mother figures or children or traveling or anything creative or artistic, visionary. You may have dealings with people who maybe have some type of mental illness, or you may be connected to people that deal with the unconscious mind, like therapists or psychologists. But this is about emotions and whether they are working with you or against you. You could also be dealing with people who are lying. There could be some con people that you're encountering. Maybe someone is trying to pull the wool over your eyes, or somebody is not what they appear to be at first glance. In fact, this is going to be a week where things are not quite what they appear to be. So you may be driven by emotions that are rooted in past conditioning or from your childhood. This could be something very deep inside you, very instinctual. This could be a week where you're seeking to escape in some way, or maybe there is a sense of uncertainty on your part in some way. And it could be because of betrayal or deception or some hidden enemy or trickery going on. But you may feel, a sense of fear or anxiety this week that is affecting you emotionally and physically as well. So this is going to be a week where you're going to really take a closer look at a couple of things to see something maybe you hadn't seen before. You're going to have to be more honest with yourself about a situation and honest with other people. So this could be a week where, again, you're so intuitive that you're tapping into the emotions of other people, and you may feel depressed or irritable or suspicious and not quite knowing why. But the answer is that very shortly, at some point during this week, you're going to hear a bit of bad news about somebody you love and care about, or from somebody that you know. And this anxiety is, again, going to upset you and affect you physically and emotionally. This is especially true if you are codependent at this time, if you're not on sure footing and you need to be validated through the eyes of someone else. If you need another person to make you feel better about you, you're going to be very vulnerable to any criticism that you receive. So this is a week to take off the rose-colored glasses to see things for what they are. And it's likely, if you've been hiding something or someone else has, this is going to be the week of truth. Whatever has been hidden is going to come to light and be revealed this week. So if you've been in denial about your job, your health, or your relationships, or any kind of self-defeating cycle that you have been participating in, you will be getting some clarity about that this week, and maybe not in the best way. Don't allow your emotion to align with your fears, your anger, your frustration, and block opportunities that may come to you to improve your situation. You can deal with whatever's happening this week by trying to relax, to gain some perspective. Now, that may be taking a walk, spending some quiet time, working in your garden, doing something that provides pleasure for you, walking by the beach, reading a book, whatever it is that makes you feel better. This is a week for you to focus on that, because in those moments, that's when you're going to find your answer. If you've been grappling with something, you may have a eureka moment where you come up with a solution. And taking that time out to recharge is going to help you maintain your relationships, because you won't be taking your frustration out on people when they don't deserve it. So this could be a week where you're doing some exploring. Maybe you are traveling, you're dealing with changes, fluctuations, and you may feel emotionally out of sync with other people. You may be trying to expand something, grow something, or maybe you're pushing some boundaries. For some of you, this is a second indication that you need to try something new and think outside of that box. Now, the underlying energy is this Six of Pentacles. So this could be a month where you focus on getting what you deserve, righting the balance in your relationships. You may be dealing with investors or buyers or somebody who loans money. There could be issues of charity. Some of you, though, are going to feel as if you're an indentured servant, as if you're chained to a situation and, you're getting the crumbs of something. Maybe you're dealing with people who are thieves or crooked in some way, and they're being unfair in their dealings with you. You may have to depend on somebody for your basic necessities. Or maybe you're dealing with somebody who's selfish and only thinking of themselves. But this is a week about your resources. Month about resources, having or not having, issues of generosity, giving and receiving, what is fair, financial assistance, exchanges with other people. Some of you are dealing with the government, some type of social system or welfare system. Some of you may be dealing with school. This may be focused on a grant or maybe a loan. Or you're dealing with work issues and getting what you deserve from your boss. Some of you are dealing with, the repayment of debts and material gains through promotions or job opportunities. For some of you, that may result in a sense of gratitude and counting your blessings about where you are. This could connect to some kind of skill like teaching or mentoring or sharing your knowledge, promoting yourself in some way. But on the negative, for some of you, this is about the withdrawal of some type of support. Maybe you lost your property or your income, or there's a loan that's now due, or somebody is refusing to share. They're being unfair in the business dealings. There are some unpaid bills that are piling up. Some of you, you've been wasteful, you've been extravagant, or there's been some selfishness, or somebody's not giving you what's due. It could even be lack of recognition, or you may feel bound because you're getting money, but there are some strings attached to it. Some of you are at a disadvantage because you're involved in a get-rich-quick scheme that's not going to work out. Whatever it is, you're taking a closer look at your money, the time you spend, and the opportunities that are available to you. You may be thinking, it may be overwhelming you and, creating issues with your emotions that spill over into your physical health. You may be facing the music. You may be dealing with the choices that you've made and the consequences of your behavior or someone else's financial irresponsibility or immaturity or neglect. If you're at a job where you're not happy, this is a month where you're going to be especially ready to get up and leave. You wish you were doing something else. You wish you had a different job, and you may be stuck because this may not be a good time to find something new. So this is a month where any kind of risky behavior or faulty judgment can create some serious complications for you emotionally and financially. And because you are dealing with something, grappling with some kind of obstacle, you may be pushing in ways that actually work to undermine you. The good thing is, this is a month where you do have a very good sense of, you've got a new sense of purpose about how you're going about your life and your daily routine. So if you're involved in a legal situation, that may get resolved, or you may get a bonus or some recognition, or even some vindication or a thank you in some way. Because you are being very conscientious about making some changes, whether that's to your finances, your relationships, or even your health. So this is definitely a month about change, of some type of transformation, possibly an ending. There will be some truths revealed in a situation, and you may realize that you have been waiting for something, the tide to turn, and you have just been waiting in vain. This is going to be a month that focuses on getting your objective, although it's going to change the way you feel about something or your belief system, or it's going to expand you in some way that you hadn't considered before. Again, you're being told by the emperor to take your personal power. So you may need to take a risk or put something out there, or you may need to tread lightly and scale back your demands. This is going to be a month where you are focused on getting some clarity about where you stand. You want to improve something, repair a situation, put yourself on more solid footing so that you can operate more effectively going into the future. All right, Pisces, I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I would greatly appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and kind comments. For those of you who have already offered your support, please know that I am grateful and committed to you. Have a wonderful January, and I look forward to speaking with you next month.